In this video, we're going to look at binary files and working with them. So Python has a number of built-in modules that you can access. And these modules have bunches of functions and variables and maybe classes of their own that you can work with. So they're often just another text file, another script file, and you can include those other files by using the import statement. So some of these files, are modules as they're called, are registered with the Python processing engine, the one that you installed when you installed Python. And other ones, as we'll see later on, can just be another script file in the same folder. We'll talk more about the importing process in upcoming modules, but for right now, there is a built-in one called Pickle, which sounds kind of funny, but we're going to go ahead and import it. Now the chapter goes into much more detail about pickling and how it works. And the assignment this week is going through and talking about, going through and investigating how pickling works and writing up a simple example. Now, it doesn't have to be a very robust example, but basically your job is to do some research and make a demonstration of your own. Here's an example of a demonstration I made about working with binary files using pickling. I've gone through and I said, okay, let's get the input from the user for an ID and name, and I'll turn that into a list, and I'll display it just to see what's going on. Then I want to open a file, and I want to dump the contents of that list into that file. And Pickle has a method called dump. Later on, once I've done that, I just close the connection, and now my file will have the data. Let's see this, how it works. So, I want to change this over a little bit so I can work with my file. And you'll notice that I'm working with not customer.txt, I'm going to be working with customer.dat, a DAT file. Now this will confuse users. They may not understand that really it can be opened with just a text editor. And one of the reasons why people use this technique is so that it keeps the users from digging around in there. So first of all, I'll ask them for questions, I'll dump the data into it, and then the next thing I want to do is I want to read it out. You dump the data into the file with dump, you read the file out of it with load. Enter in the ID, Bob, and line 6 prints out Bob, capture the data. Line 7, oh, excuse me, line 18, prints out the data I captured. Now the DAT file itself just has some basic it looks like encryption, but as you can see it's not really encryption, it's just obscure. It saved it as just raw binary values with no regard to making it presentable to the human. This was the same information basically. Now if you're a computer hacker, you can actually go ahead and easily turn this into legible data. So again, keep in mind that it's not a secure way of doing it, but it is obscure. Certainly most people would open that file, look at it, and be like, whoa, I'm out of here. Let me write another one here. And you can see that load is actually still picking up just that first row of data. It's only picking up one row of data. So I need to find a way of picking up another row of data and printing it out. So let me move this around a bit. And we'll see if load is acting like a cursor. And we can see that it is. When you call load, it's reading the data and it's advancing it as a cursor. Just like we'd seen with read line, excuse me. Now, you're going to need to do your own investigation after this about how this works. And the way to do it is make a simple demo, something simple like this, and just come up with, make little notes as you're writing it about how it works, like I've made little notes here. And then after you get your demo working, you'll want to go through and use those notes to make a write-up. Hopefully that'll give you kind of a start, and I'll leave you to it at this point. See you in the next video.